I need to start. I feel like I've not been consistent with posting a video. First, I've been sick. I was like sick for a whole month. And then after you've been sick for so long, you start resting, trying to build back your strength and your body, your entire system. And then with that, that means I'm not really doing much. I'm not going to places. So it's very hard making content while life is happening. I know it's easy to say, well, just bring out the camera and let people experience what's going on. It's very hard to do that, no matter how, regardless of how much of a sharer that I am. Honestly, I don't even think it's about sharing. It's like, I mean, maybe I'm prepping to get shots, like injections and stuff. I'm not about to whip out camera. Like, that's the last thing. My phone was the last thing on my mind while I was experiencing all of that. It's like I'm feeling very down. I'm not thinking of whipping out my phone like, oh, I'm feeling down today. You know what I mean? So life has been happening. So it's been a bit difficult to make content because I've not been, like I said, I've not been going out. I've just been indoors, trying to pack up because like I said, I'm moving. So it's just been so much. And when I pack, I've been making like little bits of me packing, but I pack like random times. Sometimes I might not be able to go to bed on time and I just start packing. I'm just like, let me just pack and play music. And when you're playing music and you're getting work done, it just flows. And if I decide to make YouTube, bring out my camera or my phone rather to record, then I have to stop the music because of copyright. And it just ruins the flow, right? So I'm not able to get what I want to get done, basically. So yeah, so today I think it's just going to be a sit down and chat with me type situation because I don't think I've done that in a long time. I don't think I've done that since Nigeria. So we're going to sit down and we're going to have a conversation. So I'm going to see you guys in a bit. Okay? Hold on. Okay guys, welcome back. I feel like you guys have seen this all over my social media. This is like the only chips that I kind of like. I don't know why, it's just what I can eat. Anyway, so my chit chat, sit down and let's chit chat is going to be, oh wait, hold on. Oh, this is cute. Thumbnail. All right, so we're going to sit down and chat. We're already sat, okay? Now we just need to have the conversation. So I think this is gonna be like a little, let's check in. I've been in Mongolia since last year. And I feel like there are a few things. I get a lot of comments, not a lot. Who the hell do I think I am? A lot of comments. I'm dreaming. I'm seeing the future. But for right now, I do get comments. Just one or two comments in my videos asking about how to come to Mongolia to work. Now, it depends. I've not been in Mongolia too long for me to have all the information about what you want to know. So I'm going to tell you how to come to Mongolia to do what I do. I am in Mongolia as an English teacher, and obviously teaching is something I've always seen myself do even as a kid. I always knew I was going to work either as an educator or as a counselor, and that's why I was doing psychology in school. So I just knew one of those things would be something that I would do. I don't know how long, but I just knew it was part of the plan for me. All right, so I'm in Mongolia as an English teacher. As you know, teaching English in foreign countries is one of the quick ways to travel. If you're someone that you're looking to travel and visit different countries, teaching English might be a good way to do that and finance yourself. What is wrong with me today? And to some sort of level. So I teach English in Mongolia. First off, how did I find out about Mongolia? Thank you for asking. My mom is a missionary, so what that means is she finds countries that people barely speak about. Mongolia happens to be one of those countries. My flowers are dead. Just ignore them. I ignore it. It's not there, okay? So yeah, so I found out about Mongolia through my mom. She's been here as a missionary for a while now. I'm not gonna say how long. I'm not gonna give too much details about my mom. If you guys want to know, let's go create a YouTube video. This is mine. So because of that, I know about this country. And then in 2019, I did come here to visit. the country just to, see if I'm gonna like it. And when I came, if you know me, every time I'm trying to hustle, I'm trying to make money, like trying to see. Like, so even if they say no, I'm not mad because I just came to visit, but I wanted to see if I'll be able to secure a job. And I did. I secured a lot of job opportunities when I came in 2019. But so I left and the plan was to come back, but they had visa issues and they canceled the employment and that's. But I'm Joseph the dreamer, so I've dreamt that I'm going to come to Mongolia. And so there was no question about it of like, am I coming to Mongolia? It was more so, when am I coming to Mongolia? And I finally did last year. So first thing I did was I joined all these expat groups on Facebook. A lot of Asian countries, if you want to find jobs or anything, you're not going to find it on LinkedIn, unfortunately. That's Western. If you want to come to Asia, you're going to go to Facebook and join expat communities and groups for the country you want to go to. For example, when I was in Japan, I joined a bunch of expat groups in Japan. That's where you get the information. If you happen to be looking for an apartment in that kind of country, that's where you find information, okay? Jobs, everything. So you join the expats community on Facebook, the groups. All right, you just join them. So you need to have an active Facebook account. Even if it's just for job hunting for the country you're trying to go, you need to be on Facebook. That goes without saying. And so I was on the groups, and because I was on the groups, I always had access to seeing jobs there, companies that were hiring, Let's see, before we're going ahead of ourselves. First, you need to have a TOEFL, TEFL, or a TEFL, or CELTA, because a lot of schools here use Cambridge curriculum. So CELTA, Delta are pretty good ways to come here, but TESOL is also good. I did TESOL in 2015 from a university in Canada. So that's what I did. And yeah, but you can do it online, you can do it in person. They don't really care. Some schools we care, but most of the schools don't care. So yeah, TESOL, TEFL, CELTA, Delta. Any one of those. CELTA, Delta, very expensive. TESOL, you might still find very affordable ones to take online. Now, I cannot recommend anyone for you to take because the one I took was 450 pounds. That's a lot of money, okay? And I've seen the ones for $45, $75. So you do the research by yourself, but that you need to have one of the certification. Now, schools will ask you about bachelor's degree, like, oh, do you have a bachelor's degree, whatever. Let him cook, let her cook. If you know, you know, all right? Moving on. Because a lot of time, immigration is not really going to check if you have a bachelor's degree. They just need to know that you can speak the language and you do have a TESOL, whatever certification, like you can teach English as a second language to foreigners, okay? So that's why that one is more important than a bachelor's degree. Now, if you have a bachelor's degree, great for you, because that means you have room to negotiate and choose what job you take. Also, if you have like a degree in education, even better, because then you can again negotiate and go to even more, prestigious school. You can get employment in like the bigger schools, the Canadian school, the Cambridge schools like that. You can get employment, and which means you're getting paid more benefits, right? So that's one of the things you need to do. So first, join Facebook expert groups for Mongolia, for those of you that are trying to come here to teach. Secondly, get a TESOL, TEFL, CELTA, Delta, depending on where you want to teach. You could teach an American curriculum or British. Anyway, so with that being said, if you've done all of those and now you're trying to search for a job, obviously you go back to the groups on Facebook, you will find a job on there. I'm not even lying to you. Now, you might find a dubious job offer. What I always tell people is your first year, if you're just trying to come to the country for the first time to work, don't be very picky about what job you take, about like how much you're earning. Obviously, you want to earn money. Because they provide you accommodation. So if they provide you accommodation, you're not paying rent, all right? So you just need money to survive in the country. And the country is not that expensive. You can survive on like not a lot of money. So give yourself grace, all right, to take a job that is okay. It might not be great. You might not be able to save your first year, but you'll be able to get into the country. That's the most important thing. The most important thing is, your first year, make sure you're only signing 1 year contract, because your first year might be crappy school. You might just take a crappy job just to get your feet in the country. Once you get your feet in the country, it's different, because now when you're in the country, it's easier to like go to these schools and be like, oh yeah, this is what I want, because they can see you and they can see what you're about, right? They can see the pizzazz. That's it. They can see the vibes. You can package yourself and make it seem like I got this. But when you're just coming, they can't see you. They're talking to you on Zoom, so you just want to quickly take whatever you can take. And usually schools will hire from now till September. Like language centers will still hire teachers in September. Sorry, the light went down, so I wanted to see what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, don't worry about your first year. Just get in the country, okay? Make sure you're getting paid. You're getting accommodation, that you are entitled to that. And so yeah, once you get in the country, that's easy peasy. But only sign 1 year contract your first year, because if it's a bad contract, at least you know just for that first year you get out. Now, if you work with a language center, there are different types. You work with language centers or you work in actual schools. So language centers, they'll be like, oh, English centers. They're centers that they're after school or before school. Some students will go before school and some will come after school. So they're not the main school where English, you're just teaching the subject English amongst all these other subjects that the school has. No, this is a language center. Students come there to learn only English. Now, if you work in those centers, it can be a little bit shady, like I said, and they're not very flexible when it comes to like holidays and things like that. But I forgot one thing. When I started talking about language centers and the regular school, what I really wanted to talk about was language centers go on for 9 months. Yeah, 9 months, because they don't do summer or whatever that is. They'll have summer classes, but it won't be part of your contract. But then regular schools is like a 12-month calendar. Like it's a 12-month, they pay for your summer holidays, I believe. So yeah, that's one of the difference that I think you should know, because language center is 9 months, which means September to June. And then that's that. Or whenever they hire you, it's just 9 months. Don't let them sign you for 12 months, because that means they're making you do summer job with them, and they're not even gonna pay you for your extra benefits, you know what I mean? So yeah, 9 months is language center, and then actual school, full calendar year. 1 year for actual school is 1 year, 12 months. 1 year for language center is 9 months. All right, bye. I feel like that's the best bet. Not all language centers can apply for work visa for you. So you need to make sure they're not telling you to come into the country with a tourist visa or nothing like that. They let them do your work visa for you before you enter this country. Take my word for it. Okay, and then they're regular schools. So they're the bigger schools are like Archelon, ISU, Singapore school, British international schools. Those are big schools, and to get in, you got to have it, and you have to have already been working here. That's what I would advise you. So you want to start with language centers, because those ones they're not very picky. They peak, but they're not very picky, and so because they need foreigners. Because one thing is they will use you to charge the parents more money to come to the school. If they can prove to parents that, oh, we have a bunch of foreigners that actually English speaking is their language, they will charge a lot. So you're worth a lot coming to the country. Somebody will want to hire you, okay? So always play your cards right. Don't be greedy. Just, don't do too much, but they will always want foreign teachers because they can make more money off of you. So that's a good thing. Please, if your English is, let me just get to it. You're Nigerian, okay? You're Nigerian with a really bad accent. Work on your accent, like work on it. Like your accent needs to be clean. You don't need to sound like me. I schooled in America, but your accent needs to be clean. Like you need to pronounce your words clearly. Your diction needs to be very clean. Now, I'm not saying you need to lose your Nigerian accent. No, nothing like that. If you went to school in Nigeria, let's say you lived in Lagos, even better, right? Abuja, better. But let's say you lived in the East, like Yoruba land, and then you have like a little thick accent. Just learn to, I won't say learn, I'll just say practice speaking slowly, because it makes your words clearer, right? You're not speaking to Nigerians. And Nigerians, we say words that don't even exist. So you need to be very aware of that. And because you're probably going to make introductory video when you're trying to apply for jobs, so you need to impress them. So if you know your English is not very great, start studying, because it's not a joke. You will come here to work. You're teaching English to people. Your grammar has to be okay. It might not be perfect. You can learn on the job, but it needs to be clean and not polished. It just needs to be clean and clear. That's it. That's my simple advice for you. And I feel like that's that, honestly. Just make sure you're not coming in on a tourist visa. That's bad for you. Good for them, but bad for you, okay? Because you probably have to pay. Oh, yeah. They will pay your flight ticket to come to the country. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let them pick your flight ticket for you. Pick convenient flight for yourself, because they will try to pick the cheapest one. So you need to make sure you pick the one that is better for you. If it's going to be just a one-day trip, do that, okay? If left to them, they will pick the cheapest. That'll be 5 days and you'll be flying. Don't do that. All right, so I don't know. I don't think there's a lot more that I can say. They will offer you apartment. Sometimes if you don't want the apartment they're offering, you want to. My advice is, first year in the country, just take the apartment. I'm bougie. I opted out for that. From that, I opted out and I decided to get my own apartment. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Take whatever they give you. That way you're able to put more money in your pocket. Don't spend a lot of money when you come. When you come here, trying to mingle with people, that's not your priority. Trying to set a standard for yourself is your priority. Establish yourself in wherever you are. Let it be the point that the student like you so much. I'm not joking. If the student likes you, the school will be afraid to lose you. That's one of the best advice I can give anybody trying to come here. So you've already entered the country, you have a job. Make sure your student like you. Now, I'm not saying don't teach them, don't discipline them. Have a good relationship with your student. I always tell everyone, I always tell people around me, like the reason my student and I have good communication is I'm on TikTok. I don't use TikTok. But because I'm here, I use TikTok, because all this rubbish these kids like to say, I say them in class. Do I know what it means? I don't. But I say them and they're like, oh, teacher, don't do that. Okay, we're connected. We're connecting outside of ABC. So that's how you can establish good relationship with your students, and they will like you, and they will tell their parent they like you. And now the parents are going to be asking, is this teacher going to be here next year? Because if they're not here, my child is not coming. That's bargaining power for you. Okay, once you've built a good relationship with your students, you say hi to the parents, you communicate with them like, oh, your child, she did okay. Just do that. That's, for me, that's the priority once you get here. Build good relationship with the parents and the student, because then the school will want to keep you if people are asking for you. They're requesting you to be the teacher. All right, so that's it. I can't help you any other way. Get TESOL, TELFL, CELTA, Delta. I know, it sounds like a freaking military code, Alpha, Omega, whatever. That's what it sounds like. But do that, okay? And get on Facebook. You're not going to find this job on LinkedIn. If you're waiting to Google to find school on Google, me too, because you will not find. If you find, it will probably be those international schools, like I said, Archland, ISU, British International School. You think they're hiring every Tom, Dick, and Harry? You think schools like that are hiring people that don't have bachelor's degree? Scrap that. Do you think they're hiring people that don't know IB? Bro, if you want to get a job easily, coming to Mongolia to teach English, Facebook, okay? Facebook. Expat groups for Mongolia. Teaching English expat group. Just type whatever you want to type. It will come out, okay? And then that's where your search begins. And you search and search and search. You can be searching that. You can have those groups already while you're even taking the TESOL. But make sure you have a TESOL, because that's your bargaining power. Because it means you're qualified to teach. And yeah, I think that's all I can really advise you on. I can't give you advice on, what schools to go to, whatever. Right now, schools are hiring. There are some schools that are not great. But like I said, if you're just trying to come to the country for the first time, you can take the schools, especially if you're a guy. If you're a guy, I know men can hustle. They can just manage whatever situation. But your girls, you need to still be comfortable, a little bit, you know what I mean? So girls, just make sure you're very prepared. And a lot of time I heard, I don't know how true this is, now schools will want to go for women as well. I don't know if there's an appeal. I don't know. I'm just repeating what they said. Okay, if there's an appeal, it's not, I wouldn't know. All right, so just do that and stay consistent. Now, if you've done all of those, like you're on the Facebook pages, on the groups, expat groups for Mongolia, you have a TESOL or one of those ESL, second language, whatever thing, certification, and you still need a little bit of help to put you through, you can send me a message. But don't send me a message anymore if you need all this information I just gave you for free. Don't message me. I will not respond. I won't. But because I see that a few people have been asking me, and I if there's anything I hate repeating myself. So this video is for you guys, all right? And it's long. Oh my God, this is 20 minutes worth of video. We cannot do that. All right, guys, I think that's it. I'm not sure what else I didn't cover because it's not really a lot. Okay, it's not really a lot. Like I said, when you're coming, your mindset matters. If you're coming here and you want to like be flexing, you want to go into the club, carrying women, carrying men, that's your problem. That's your cup of tea. You know, consign me. And I don't give you the wisdom where I get for you. You get me? So that's your bro. You have to focus, my brother. Focus. Because that first year is your impression. You want to build good impression. You want to be able to, in your second year, apply for a job in a better school and have your other school still wanting you to stay because you've set a standard for yourself. That's what you want for yourself. So that's the silver and gold that I can give you since you guys want to know. Any other information about other jobs I don't know. I can only tell you what I know. They're trying to come to Mongolia any other way, maybe tourist visa, I don't know. Some people do come tourist visa, and when they come here, they apply for jobs, they go to interviews, and then they go back home. But those jobs now apply for them to get work visa. So that's another way you could do it. You can come if you have the money to come for apply for a tourist visa. July is really a good time to come to Mongolia because they have a lot of events going on. So you can do that, but I won't advise you because that's money you're wasting. So don't do that. Just apply. Keep working on yourself because once you come here, you have to do the work. Or if you lie in your resume, you still have to come and do the work. Do you understand? So if you have lied and that lie have helped you secure work contracts, then it's up to you to make sure before you come here and have to start, you and your resume are actually aligned. Okay. All right, that's it. I wish you guys best of luck. I do not know any other information outside of teaching English in Mongolia. And yeah, good luck on the job hunt. It's not very difficult. If you follow the things that I told you to follow, honestly, you'll find jobs. There are always jobs. They posted a job yesterday. They posted another job a few days ago. And when you get on these groups as well, you can post that, oh, you have this, you have that, you're looking for a job. Don't talk too much. You're always going to see, you know, the white people, the people that feel like they're, you know, hierarchy and things like that. Just ignore those voices. You'll find them on the group. They'll say, oh, Nigerians thinking they can teach English when it's not their native language. Just ignore that. Don't respond to it. Just keep searching. Okay. If you go on those groups and you're like, oh, I'm from Nigeria, I can teach English, and they're like, who made you? Just be quiet and be looking. Bye.